All right, Molly, you good to go?
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'd love to call the meeting to order. The time is 9:03. Stephanie, would you please take attendance?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Ava Bermudez Zimmerman.
Present.
Thank you. Good morning. Eva Canada. Don't think she's joined us yet. Adrian Cochran will not be joining us today. Sheila Hummel. Don't think she's joined us yet. Molly Weston Williamson
Present.
and Justin Zartman.
Present.
Thank you. So we do not have a quorum.
Thank you, Stephanie. I want to take a minute to acknowledge that I think we have some members of the public who have joined us. Thank you for being here with us this morning. The next on our agenda is reviewing the minutes, but since we don't have a quorum, let's go ahead and move on to item 3, which is the outreach and engagement updates. Jessica, would you give us the updates, please?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Okay. All right. So I wanted to start with a quick update on our community education coordinators program, as we've been talking about for the past several months. Virginia has been hard at work and doing an amazing job. So she has collected budgets and work plans from all 7 of our contractors and is reviewing them, excuse me, in preparation for meetings to talk about any tweaks or refinement needed. We are planning for our final training session, which will be held on Friday, December 6th at 450 Columbus Boulevard in Hartford. And we're really excited about that, not only to be able to meet some of our CECs in person, but we're excited about the hands-on role-playing activities that we're planning. And so to give you an idea of what that content will be, we'll have 2 stations set up with computers. At one, we will have the CECs walk through how to register as a business and also how to register as a sole proprietor or self-employed individual, and then how both of those different folks would make contribution payments. And then our second station will have computers set up so that folks can actually walk through how to submit a claim for benefits through the online portal. We'll have 2 other stations, one which would be some specific scenarios we're coming up with that we've all encountered in our outreach work, so that we can have the CECs kind of talk through, what happens if someone comes up to you and says, I'm pregnant and I want to know how paid leave works, and can my spouse use it? Or so we're coming up with some different scenarios for that. And then lastly, we'll provide an overview of all the different outreach materials we have and provide some practice on what we call our elevator pitch. So what we use, when we're out tabling at events and we need to give someone some quick information about the program. Maddie and Virginia also have been hard at work on a toolkit for our community education coordinators. And we're in the process of translating it into Spanish, and we'll be printing a copy, one in each language, that we'll give to each organization. So something that really condenses all the material they've learned and has sheets that will be easy for them to reference and also to share with the audiences that they're helping out. In terms of an events update, as you have seen from some of our previous committee meetings, we have had a very busy fall season. We're kind of wrapping up now. We had some different things happening throughout this month, including the Small Business Association Veterans Business Resource Fair, Fresh Check Day at Naugatuck Valley Community College, a networking event for supporting caregivers that was put on by the Department of Aging and Disability Services, Community Health Association of Connecticut Conference, Connecticut Public Health Association Conference, and Connecticut Association of School-Based Health Centers Conference. We also yesterday were at the Connecticut Nonprofit Alliance, and then coming up, we have the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities Conference coming up at Mohegan Sun. I do think we just found one other yesterday that we're hoping to participate in the month of December, which the name is escaping me at the moment, but then we'll take a little break through the holidays, and then we'll get right back at it in the new year. So we're really pleased with the both the number of different events we've been able to attend, but also the quality and the diverse audiences that we've been able to reach out to. I wanted to give a shout out to Amber, who has been working hard on new paid leave spotlight videos. 2 new ones that have just been uploaded to the site over the past week or so are how to complete an employment verification form, and then different ways to take leave when receiving benefits. So talking about continuous, intermittent, and reduced schedule. And then just taking a quick look at our analytics. Before you apply for benefits is the #1 video with over 450 views, followed by how to apply for benefits at over 250 and pregnancy and bonding at 135. And our total views so far for the paid leave spotlight videos are 1,100. So great indication to me that, you know, the content we're putting out there is being accessed and is useful and accessible. And also not really surprising, but just gives us an indication of what is most in demand for folks. So figuring out, you know, what they need to do for benefits, how to go through that process, and of course, you know, pregnancy and bonding, because that is the one that people have some foresight and can do some planning for. And then I wanted to share this video. As I told you, we're kind of, you know, we had been building out our user-generated content library. These are the videos that we're using for our social media, so primarily Meta and TikTok. And this is the last one that we're doing for the time being, kind of wraps up that library. So I just wanted to play that for you.
When you have to care for a loved one due to an injury or an illness, you may wonder how you'll balance this responsibility with your own obligations. And that's where Connecticut Paid Leave can help. Connecticut Paid Leave provides up to 12 weeks of income replacement for time away from work to care for a family member with a serious health condition. Connecticut Paid Leave offers flexible options to meet your loved one's needs, including continuous leave, intermittent leave, and reduced schedule leave. Visit connecticutpaidleave.org for more information.
So that is our newest. And of course, that, as I said, is running on our social media channels. And then the other new commercial, which I played at our last meeting, that is what is being used on, you know, for our TV advertising. Also some new creative for our billboards. So, you know, we took the theme of life's most important moments and tried to visualize that, sticking with the theme of the hands that we've used, you know, pretty consistently in different ways over the past few years. So instead of, you know, calling out to care, to bond, to recover, we wanted to let those hands speak for themselves. So these are the new billboards that you'll be seeing along major highways throughout the state. And then carrying that through to our creative. So this is a storyboard. This will be a carousel type ad. So it'll, of course, start over here with what's on the left and scroll through. And then here we are, you know, calling out what those different important moments are. And that is my update for today. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Jessica. First, I wanted to acknowledge that Sheila Hummel, another board member, has joined us.
Hi, Sheila. Good morning.
Good morning. Are there any morning? Are there any questions for Jessica? Thank you much. Well, first, I want to make sure we noticed just how many events that was in November for a not super huge team.
We're tired, Molly. We are tired. No, we love it. We love doing it. We love being out there, and they've been really great events. So
yeah. But I want to always lift up the quality of work that the team is doing, and there's a lot of really high quality events in that list. But that's a busy November, especially across not a team of 40 that is splitting up these events. So thank you so much for all that. I did have one question around social media outreach strategy, which is whether, given the rapid demise of Twitter, whether the team is looking at other like alternative social media sources. I know there's already an Instagram strategy and a TikTok strategy, but I was curious about whether the team was exploring other alternatives.
So we haven't been on Twitter in a very long time, which was actually a team, a paid leave authority staff kind of initiated, like we should get off of that platform. So I just wanted to share that. That's been something we've been off of for several months.
Yeah, thank you, Erin. Yeah, so right now our social media strategy includes Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. I know there are new channels that are emerging. Definitely, something I want us to keep our eye on and research, but not necessarily jump into, kind of stick with the tried and true. We still get the majority of our interaction through Facebook. That's where we see the most engagement. So we'll just continue to monitor and make adjustments as, as things evolve and the climate changes.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Erin. Any other questions or thoughts for Jessica? Okay. I'm going to jump us back in the agenda to go back to reviewing the October minutes before we head into podcast updates. I also want to acknowledge, I believe we have another board member. Thank you. Welcome, Isha.
Thank you. Apologies for my tardiness today.
No worries.
So
You've come on exactly in time to vote on the October minutes, which is great.
good.
So since we do have the presence of a quorum, let's review the October 17th, 2024 meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the October 17th meeting
Thank you,
minutes.
Justin.
I second.
Thank you, Ava. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the October minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you so much. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you so much, everybody. Now we're going to jump back down in the agenda and turn it over to Nancy for the podcast updates.
Well, hello, everyone, on this rainy, thank goodness, right? Day. So let me just share my screen with you. So far we have, and I think I checked this morning, it might be 5,957 downloads since we started. So we're getting close to 6,000. So I'm getting excited about that. In the month of November, because it's Thanksgiving, we dealt with hunger in Connecticut, and I talked to Jason Jakubowski, who is the CEO of Connecticut Food Share, along with Maria Paredes. She is on the board of directors of Connecticut Food Share, and she also works in New Haven, and she helps people find affordable housing. It was a great podcast, and we talked a lot about the increasing need for food share pantries and mobile units right now. People are, food insecurity is just, it's going up and up and up. And at this time of Thanksgiving, we really want to know, how can we help? And donations help, and so do programs like Food Share and Connecticut Paid Leave. And Food Share said that they will share the podcast information into their next newsletter, which is great for their outreach for us. Also in November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. And my guest was Dr. Pooja Luthra. She's the UConn Health endocrinologist, and she's the director of the Diabetes Education Program. And she was really knowledgeable. It's going up on Monday, by the way. We discussed the different types of diabetes, like type 1, type 2, gestational. And we also sort of approached whether some types of diabetes can really affect Alzheimer's. And so we talked a little bit about that. She was really great, and she talked about how she treats her patients and educates them on health and diet and lifestyle changes and new technology that they use. And she was really surprised about the program. She didn't know it was so comprehensive. So I'm going to be giving her office some infographics for the patients that she educates. So general infographics, caregiving infographics. She was lovely, and it was a really interesting podcast. So I was happy to talk to her and get that connection over at UConn. In December, with the season of giving, I already spoke with Lisa Tepper Bates, the president and CEO of United Way of Connecticut. It was a wonderful conversation about ALICE, which we all know is the acronym for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed. And we talked about the annual report and how people in Connecticut are really struggling to make ends meet. And we also talked about the intersection of Connecticut Paid Leave and United Way and how we can work together. on that. And the other podcast going on in December, with the season of giving is Carolyn Lee Ruitt. She is the marketing director of Access Health. And I'll be recording this podcast on December 2nd. And we have a great partnership with them. And I'm going to highlight their programs and enrollment fairs that continue through December and into January. We really want to continue our partnership with them. They're really wonderful. And we've also got at some of their enrollments, one of our pieces of marketing that we have a QR code where people can go and get more information. So we've been really lucky to work with Jesse, and he's been really wonderful. And we're really happy about our relationship with them. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Nancy. Any questions for Nancy?
I'm trying to not share any. There we go.
Thank you, Nancy. I do want to just confirm we don't have a legislative update this month. Is that right? Being out of session helps with not having legislative updates. Just make sure we don't miss it. So with that, is there any old business anyone would like to raise? Is there any new business anyone would like to raise? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you, Ava. May I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Wherever.
Keisha first. Keisha, any discussion of the motion to adjourn? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
I believe the ayes have it. Thank you so much. The meeting is adjourned. The time is 9:20 this morning. See everybody next month.
Thank you,
Awesome.
everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.